Yeah, awesome. We're live again this week. My camera's not getting me in focus. I'm live a minute early. So what? I have no fans. No one's jumping in to watch this live, but let's do it. Let's discuss this week's episodes of Australian Survivor 10, 11, and 12. What a big week it was this week. We lost the Queen. Oh, no, not the Queen. We lost the Queen a while ago. We lost the Princess. Shattering. She was one of my favorites to make it to the end. I didn't think she'd win, but I did think she'd make it to the end. And it's shattering to see someone go out in those sort of ways. And there's those ways, like I think it was Ross from the first Australian the first Australian Champs First Contenders. We lost Ross from the rope breaking and him breaking his ankle as the rope snapped and he fell. This time round, we lose Nina as she goes down the slip and slide, doesn't hit the landing very well. Her foot gets twisted. What happened? A ligament snapped off from the bone and took a bit of bone with it. So a little bit of a fracture. And feet stuff suck. I mean, I'm trying to heal a pathetic foot injury, and that takes forever. Now she's got to go through that. So she couldn't play on, which sucks. I really, really thought she was good to go to the end, and that's the game. Unfortunately, I thought she was in a pretty strong position. She'd built a nice social network. She was playing very smart. She wasn't too big a target, but she was still, doing what she needed to do. However, that happens, and we lose her straight after the reward challenge, and going into the immunity challenge, we get the information that she can't continue. So that kind of sucks in the grand scheme of things. And then we get the immunity challenge, which goes into we're playing for a reward. The reward will be revealed. At the end, there'll be a certain time you can reveal this reward. This is one of these moments where, once again, something unusual is happening. Something out of the ordinary is happening. Not the regular standard passage of play. We have someone who's gone out via a medical emergency. She's broken her foot or fractured her foot. She has to leave the game. This isn't planned. We now need to address the rest of the game because there's X amount of episodes that caters for this amount of vote outs and this amount of fake vote outs. When you have someone having to leave the game, we now have to adjust that. This is a last minute twist thrown in there to quickly fix and keep our programming going. So we get this little bit of scroll that you're playing for, which ends up being pretty much exactly the same thing as the last one. You're stealing a tribe person, or the person gets voted out, goes to the tribe. This time around, it was the steal tribe mate, but they had to vote on who copped a vote. So blue, water tribe go to tribal, and we have that interesting situation where it's either Benji or Michelle, Benji or Michelle. Keep forgetting about the twins. Or not Benji, Benny or Michelle. And we end up having that, what's going to go on. We don't know. We have a pretty straightforward vote of Michelle. And then is it Jesse? Jesse starts to take control. The kid, he says, I'm going to come on in and I'm going to make a big move. And I don't know why this is the time to make a big move. Once again, we talked about this earlier with the last twist. This isn't the time to make a big move because something abnormal is happening. You can play it safe here. Michelle could go home pretty easily here. But as Survivor does to most people, we want to start to build our resume. We want to take a scalp. Ben is a big player. He's proven himself a big physical threat. He's also starting to rub people the wrong way by eating a bit too much food and that extra little bit of food that he wants and the complaining about the hunger. And also we do see he is a bit of a hothead. He gets a bit frustrated and angry when he loses. So these are starting to add up. A great chance to swing a vote on him because it is an easy vote. We always talk about it. If it's an easy vote, you have room to move. Sorry, I just hit the mic again. You have room to move in an easy vote. So this is the time to potentially make a move because it's a pretty straightforward Michelle vote here. Sorry if the helicopter is taking over my audio. So it's a pretty straightforward vote. We go Michelle. Great time to make a move. However, The other tribe has won an advantage, a twist, won something. We know Nina has been medically removed from the game. So to balance it out, we might be getting a non-elimination. That should trigger in your mind. At one point, we should be getting a non-elimination. But he wants to make the big move. Good on him. It would have been fine if it wasn't for Nina. It would have been a perfect move because great. And then we have Michelle, who we don't get to see anything about. We never really hear anything from Michelle or Mel. But Michelle throws a vote onto KJ. And I think this isn't a bad play at all. Because no one's talking about what this twist could be. No one's talking about a potential of what happens, what if. So right now the votes are split on Benny and Michelle. Michelle gets to try and change things up or mix things up because on the off chance something strange happens and you don't know what's happening, but it just covers herself just a fraction. So she throws a wild vote on KJ just in case. And that's how I view it. I think she's just kind of gone, well, I don't know what's next. What if it's the two people who are up for trouble, because usually there's a split vote. They are no longer going and they're safe and we have to vote for everyone else. I don't know. I hope her mind was thinking about that twist because I get frustrated that no one ever thinks about it. I'm hoping that vote on KJ was a potential of going, oh, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know what the blood tribe has won. Will it affect me? Will it make me more vulnerable? I want to make sure I'm on the outs. It didn't matter anyway. Ben gets the most votes. Michelle gets the next amount. Does Ben get the most votes? Yeah, Ben gets the most votes. Michelle gets the next amount. And then we've got that one vote on KJ. And the twist comes in where Red get to vote on who they want to keep. Shay wants to keep Ben. Of course, it's her husband or partner or whatever. Of course, she wants to do that. They are both very physically strong players. She's the only one that votes for Ben. Everyone else votes for KJ. Seems like the obvious choice. KJ doesn't have a partner. KJ is a swing. She's a loose vote. And, funnily enough, her sister was the one that copped the other jump to the other tribe twist last time. So Sophie went to the other tribe through the exact same twist, pretty much. Now KJ comes across. And that's pretty much that. The struggle I have here is we lost Nina. The next episode, we're getting to the moral dilemma of Croc. Croc really didn't want to be a part of the Ben vote. So I just keep saying Benji because Benji should have been playing this season with Annalise. That was a clear blood versus water matchup, and I don't know why they didn't get him in unless they didn't want to play. So Croc's struggling. I didn't want to vote out Ben. I didn't put Ben's name down. I put Michelle's name down. I don't know how clear he is with this to Ben because this is a problem. Because it ends up being potentially why he goes out. But we get the next element of we're going for Ben again. And Croc's I don't actually want to get rid of Ben. I'm not following the votes. I want to play with Ben. And he says this crap to Chrissy saying you got to play with your head, not your heart. Yet he's the one playing emotionally because he really likes Ben and wants to keep Ben around. He doesn't say anything about I need to keep another physical person around because once I lose Ben, I'm the next. He doesn't mention any of that. He just talks about how he's a really nice dude and he wants to play with him. So he tells Chrissy off for being emotional, yet he's the one who's acting emotionally. And he has all the power to change this. The votes can go on Ben. Croc has an idol. And the problem, and this is where I have a big problem with most of the Australian Survivor idol plays. Actually, most idol plays in general. Idol plays always seem to be the defensive. And we hear it literally from Mark in the next episode when he finds his idol. You don't bring a knife to a gunfight because you can get shot. What you bring is a tank because a bullet will not go through my tank. This is my defense. This is my shield. I am safe. Wrong way to approach an idol. An idol should always be an aggressive move. Last resort, use it as self-defense. Take the defensive nature of it and use it if you need it. But this is a tool to potentially give you a massive offensive capability. All Croc needed to do was let everything go as it was. I would have done this. You've got an idol. You want to put a big move on your resume. Orchestrating a blindside is not going to work. The majority already want Ben. How do you switch them to go from Ben to Jesse? Well, the only way you can do it is by telling Ben, and this is the unfortunate part. You tell Ben that Jesse's gunning for him. Ben goes and tells Jesse that Croc says to go. We're voting on you because you're gunning for me. I mean, it's not a bad. If you trust Ben, sure, you're trying to save his ass. You have to explain everything else because Ben probably doesn't trust you. Or Ben, I don't mind that move from Ben. It's the causing the chaos. We need to switch. We need to take my name off the chopping block. My name's on the chopping block. Now my name's going to be removed from the chopping block because Jesse, Croc wants Jesse. Jesse now is going to be upset and want Croc. So Ben is removed. Ben is removed from the chopping block. Really nice, really smooth play. However, this never needed to get that way. The problem is Croc having the idol and wanting to hold on to it for the time when I just need as a self-defense. More often than not, they get voted out with it or they play it incorrectly. Take the power of an idol and use it aggressively. In this moment, cool. Can we talk to your alliance? I really don't want to get rid of Ben. Sorry, mate. We're getting rid of Ben. Well, cool. You want to do that? I'm going to change the game up a bit. I'm going to shake things up. I'm going to play my idol for Ben. I'm going to lock Ben in as a loyal soldier for, I don't know, a vote or for a little bit. There's a little bit of trust that you can now build with Ben by playing an idol for him, playing it correctly, saving his life, and sending home your Jesse who was trying to orchestrate this move. That's all that needed to be done. The idol's going to come back out and play. Go find it again. If you're so concerned about having an idol in your back pocket. That move there takes away the person who was trying to get Ben. It shakes up the tribe. They don't see it coming. It blindsides everyone in the tribe. Then hopefully it gives them a little bit of, that puts them on the back foot. You now have the power. You don't actually have the power. You've used the power in one hit, but it puts a bit of fear that you're playing a strong game. And if you're playing a strong game, what are you going to do next? Or maybe I want to side with someone who's playing a strong game. It could blow up in your face. Like it really could. But I feel to take a risk and use an idol with an aggressive attack and go out the next vote is far better for your gameplay than doing what Croc did. Croc got completely outsmashed. He did not read this play at all. The majority want Ben. You can't switch that. You can't. Why? Why are the others going to? Why is the Michelle going to switch? This doesn't work for Michelle. Michelle is one of the weaker players. Why does she want to align with the two stronger players? The strong guys like to stick together. She's out of there. If you had some more strong players on your tribe to try and swing and try and pull across and form that we need to stick together alliance element because they're going to come for us. The weak will take out the strong eventually. Sure, then you can. However, that's not what this tribe is. You've got, I'm assuming for all intents and purposes, the Mel and Michelle duo, they must like Survivor. They know Survivor. Mel makes a really great fire. Even though we don't see enough of them, they must have some Survivor knowledge. Playing a strategic game. Khan playing a very strategic game. Jesse trying to take control through strategic big move gameplay. Not through physical power, through big moves. Sam, strategic. Wanting that strategic element. There's 4 people. And then you want to get yourself, Ben, Michelle, and who was the other one? I think there might have been a 4th to get 4 across. Point is, you're not reading the room. Oh, and Chrissy, obviously, his sister-in-law. That's it. You know how much they want to get rid of Ben. This play doesn't work at all. The only way this play works is by you letting it go ahead and play your idol. Take a risk, take a shot, and go all in on the idol play. I would have loved to have seen Croc do that. Like I said last week, 3 big players are going to go. I don't class Croc as a big player. I class Croc as an enjoyable presence on the show. I class Croc as looking like he has a physical presence, but up against Mark, he's lost every single fight, every battle, and he just doesn't have the I guess like in what was it in last year's Brains versus Brawn, Danny was considered a got a fly buzzing around. Danny was considered a challenge beast. I never ever will consider Danny a challenge beast, much like I don't consider Croc a challenge beast. He has the potential to be a challenge beast. He on the surface looks like a challenge beast, but he has yet to deliver on any front. So he's not a big player to me. He tried to make a move. The move was a weak move because he did not read the state of the tribe. He did not read where Ben was. He played with his emotion, and he actually said that before he started telling Chrissy she needs to play with her head, not her heart. He was playing with his heart. If he wanted to really keep him, and he could have, he should have just gone the idle play. A big, bold move, shock the tribe. You know what? You play your idol. You then flush Khan's idol. Straight away, Khan will panic if you play your idol. He's going to go, well, what's going on? We've all gone on. We've all gone on Ben. Where the hell is the vote now? You've done an amazing play. You've pushed an idol. You've flushed an idol. So you've played one aggressively and correctly, and you've flushed an idol. That is a 2-for-1. That would have been huge on your resume. Does he recover from it? It doesn't matter. He goes home that night anyway. So it's worth taking the risk. So it's frustrating for me, if you can't tell. I felt very frustrated that he didn't actually have a crack at that. And then the following night, we get the first taste of individual immunity, leading us into the next week, which brings us to merge. And as per usual, what you would have expected, Blood Tribe, our Reds, Shay wins. She is going to be really hard to stop in these endurance challenges. She looked at right from the start. All these really strong yoga girls go really, really well in the end game because the challenges are really starting to be designed for. There's a lot more of these endurance challenges, and these women, these really fit women, thrive here. Shay is going to thrive. With Ben now out of the picture, she doesn't have a large amount of competition. I mean, Geordi, he put up a good fight. He put up a good fight against her. And who knows how far Khan could go. Khan did really, really well. Khan actually, on Water Tribe, Khan wanted to keep going. Khan wins immunity as Sam's body packs it in. And he actually wanted to keep going. He was actually going to say, can I keep going? But then whoever it was, Ben or whatever, took him off. He's like, I really want to keep pushing myself, which I love that element about Khan. He didn't care about immunity. He just wanted to test his body. He wanted to try and make an hour. He wanted to be one of those people. And we fall short of the hour. But great mentality. So maybe Khan could push Shay, but Shay's now potentially enemy number one because she's going to be so strong. She's just proven it in the first individual immunity challenge. When we go to merge, she's already on the outs with her tribe. Merge shakes things up a little. Do the women band together? Do they try to take out some of these big challenge beast threats, even though Shay is possibly moving into the last half of the game, going to be the number one challenge beast? Who knows? But we get Shay winning immunity, Khan winning immunity, both tribes going to council. Khan gives up his immunity to Sam with an idol in his back pocket. This is something I've wanted to do, but without people knowing I've got the idol. Because I personally want to get the votes thrown on me and then play my idol. I think that'd be a nice play. But this is a great level of trust and the social gameplay element. Khan is sticking to his word. He said to Sam, I'm going to give it to you. Sam, they're already a close-knit alliance. This is a really lovely moment for Khan, and Khan doesn't play. He doesn't bite to Ben's, you've got to play your idol tonight. He trusts the bonds he's built. When this could have easily been, what's his face, the ice cream scooper kid, I can't remember his name now, from Fans vs. Favorite, giving up his individual immunity to Sari and then getting voted out. Because Sari said, you've got to trust, we want you in, but you need to show us some form of trust. And if you give that up, it's trust. Stupid play. Very, very stupid to fall for an amazing Sari play. This could have been that moment. However, he said he would. He followed up on his word, builds his loyalty, builds his trust. This is someone you want to take with you. He said right from the start with this group, with this public idol, that it's for the team, for our alliance. It isn't, but he said it. He now passes on his individual immunity to keep his word, to keep his loyalty about the group, the team, my alliance. Very, very nice play. In the end, perfectly done. Doesn't play his idol. Still has an idol that everybody knows about. Going into merge, surely they'll want to flush it out now, but does really well. Ben is the one with the most votes. On the other side, Mel's the one with the most votes. We've got a challenge, a fire-making challenge. And then you see the difference. Mel seems to know what she's doing. That's why I think she's got a lot of survivor knowledge that we're unfortunately not being able to see, which sucks. But Ben, the hot-headed element of Ben comes into play. Like, I'm losing. I'm just chucking all my husk on to hopefully... That was a Hail Mary play when he was just all out. I'm all in on the husk because she's got a better structure than I do. In the end, Ben goes home. Ben loses fire. Mel stays in. Her tribe, the blood tribe, aside from Shay, seem very happy. They didn't want to vote her out. It was just unfortunate that they had to vote someone out. And she copped the short end of the stick, pretty much. So I don't think there's bad blood between them, which is nice. Shay might be a little bit upset, but it's not going to matter. We move into merge now. Next week we go into merge. And we've got a lot of power couples coming in here. We've got a lot of couples still. So we've got Geordi and Jesse. We've got Jordan and Jules or John. Jordan and John. We've got Mark and Sam. We have Mel and Michelle. So what? That's 8. We've got 8 couples coming together, leaving us with Khan, KJ, Shay. Is there another one? Dave. I think if I've got them. Oh, and Chrissy. So it looks like we've got 5, potentially 6, because I may have missed one. 5 to 6 loose players and 8 really tight couples. Do the couples go against each other? Do the 5 try and bring in a couple? If I was the singles, I'd be trying to wrap in 1 or 2 couples to break up the couples. Do the couples take out the singles and then go fair game? Now, once all the singles are gone, let's go at each other. I don't know, which is impossible because when you get down, if you get rid of all the 5s, you really want that one. You want to have, if all the couples went, you want that last swing vote because that swing vote becomes important. What I'd like to see here is someone find the really good position and be the Sarah of, I want to say Cagayan, but I am so bad with my survivor history knowledge. I forget everything. But when Sarah played her second time, because first time she lost to Tony, the second time she learned everything she could from Tony, and she played this beautiful game where she swung from one tribe or one vote to the other vote, and she swung from power position to power position, which was really, really awesome. I'd like to see someone do that here, but we probably won't. I would assume next on the list, I mean, Geordi has been playing really nicely. I mean, I didn't credit him, and I still won't credit him for the Sandra move because it was more of an obvious move and everyone went onto it. But Geordi's work with Mark isn't terrible. It's actually it's not. I mean, it's pretty harsh. It's pretty good. Wanting him to have that, wanting him to have the knowledge of the idol, so he knows the idol. I don't. I think you could have used that. You could get rid of Mark a lot easier. I don't think he needs to know the information of where the idol is. I think he needs to know. He needs to get that information to everyone else. And if he uses that information to get out Mark, great. Because I would have been using that straight away to get out Mark, or to be trying to plant the seed to get out Mark. But just, it feels like he wants Mark in his back pocket a little bit. I don't know if I want that. I think Mark even said, Geordi's a loose thread. Loose threads have got to be taken care of sooner or later. So I think If I was Mark, I'd be trying to use this moment to take out Geordi. Geordi's the only one that knows about your idol. Get rid of him, blindside him, and then you're free. Whereas, because Geordi wants that information, Geordi needed to use that information to hopefully expose Mark's strength. Mark finding that idol at the reward, a little bit of a weakness for me. I'm really liking Mark's game. Like, it's not flawless. And this highlights why it's not flawless. When we see that idol clue, we get excited. We want it. We want to go in. We go, it's there. It's mine. I'm going to take it. And we get a little careless. It's out in the open. You were a bit sloppy with how to get it. You know what? You don't technically need to get it. You can just wait till the end. Eye it off. Keep your eye on it. See if somebody grabs that clue. Because if somebody grabs that clue, now you have that information. They've got a clue. Now you can use that against them. Much like Geordi did for you. But you get excited because we want it. We want this power. We want this tank. We want this second chance, this defense. No, we don't have to get ahead of ourselves. You know the clue's there. If it's there at the end or when it's clear, make sure you get it then. But don't jump the gun just because you want this idol. And that's kind of what we have here. And Geordi hasn't, in my opinion, really used that information to full advantage. He still can once merge comes. But right now, if he hasn't told anyone, he is still very much expendable. And if I was Mark, he's the person I'm going after first and foremost once we come to merge. Anyway, I might wrap that up there. I've got a viewer, whoever that is. It's probably just me, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's me. I am going to wrap this up later on tonight. I think 9:30 tonight, myself and Riley. I don't think we've got a guest this week. We'll be breaking down the episodes with a little bit more depth and detail, and Riley's amazing Survivor knowledge on reality pop with Survivor Worldwide. Otherwise, have a great day, and I will see you all next week. I'm ending the broadcast now with this awkward